Hi folks, Steve here. Today we're going to talk about something that really it's fishing related, but it's not necessarily the most fun subject in the world, and that's about hats. Now, as fishermen, we all wear hats in the summer, in the fall, in the spring. In the winter time, I also wear a hat. A lot of people wear toques, but I like to wear a baseball cap style hat. So what we're going to be talking about today is the different types of hats by Simms. So right here I have the Raven guide hat, Polar-Tec hat that I purchased from Bow River Outfitters in Calgary. And it's a pretty nice hat actually. It's 100% Polar-Tec windproof. It has a nice adjustment strap on the back, so it's a one-size-fits-all. One of the things, before I continue, the websites don't really do these things justice. They don't really tell you a lot about them. They give you a brief description, but they really don't go into any detail about the hat. So it's a one-size-fits-all with an adjustment strap that pulls it in on your head around it. It has ear flaps, so it's not the coolest looking hat in the world, but when it's cold out, it certainly keeps your ears nice and warm. So normally I keep them up, but you can also put it down and bring it right over top of your ears, so it protects your ears and protects a little bit on your neck. This is kind of my regular fishing hat. I'll show you a couple more in a few minutes, but I generally like this hat. I wear in the temperatures ranging from about -5°C up to +2 or 3. And I find it keeps my head warm, doesn't sweat too much, seems breathable. The next hat we're going to talk about is the Gore Infinium wind cap. Very similar to the Raven, except it doesn't have the fur on the outside. It doesn't have it's just basically a Polar-Tec hat with a straight flap down. And it's a very light hat, easy to wear, 100% windproof. It fits very well. It doesn't have an adjustment strap on it, but in my hat size, it seems to be snug, yet doesn't squish my head. Has nice ear flaps that fold down. This is I would call this an excellent fall fishing hat. I wouldn't use it in the dead of winter, I don't, but for fall, and I can use it down to -5 as well. It doesn't bother me. Even to get snow on it, it seems to repel the water. It doesn't say it's waterproof necessarily. It's Polar-Tec, so it would be windproof and water resistant. It works very well for what it does. Very comfortable. It comes in I actually have another color up here. I purchased both the camo and the black. I prefer gray and black, but I ended up grabbing a camo, and it's a nice looking camo too. The insides of the hats are like I said, they're Polar-Tec, and they have a nice reinforced liner, or not liner, but really a reinforcement done in the inside of the cap itself. And I find these hats extremely lightweight, which I like, and extremely comfortable. All right, so the last hat we're going to talk about is the Gore-Tex or Gore Extreme hat. I'll put the label up on the screen when I get back. This is actually, I think they've replaced this with a newer model. The newer model, I just looked on the website, there's a newer model. But essentially, this style hat is where it has full ears, so a really cold day, up to -30 or even below that, I would wear a hat like this with my hood. So it's 100% waterproof, it's Gore-Tex, breathable, excellent liner. Again, they're Polar-Tec liners they put in these things. They're really comfortable. I'm going to put it on. It's not the most stylish hat in the world, but none of these hats are. So it folds up around the bottom and keeps your ears and neck covered and keeps the wind off. So on a real cold day, if you're sitting outside, I would have it similar to this setup where I'd have it sort of done up. I'd leave this a little bit loose. My head would still be warm, except it could breathe. And it would allow me to go outside as well with my hood down. My head wouldn't get wet. There's an adjustment strap at the back, just like with the other hats that we've talked about in this review. You could pull this and it sort of tightens it in all around the hat. Again, does an excellent job. Simms does an amazing job of making hats. Again, not the most exciting subject, but it's something that you need. You know, you need a good hat, keep your head warm. If you're out here fishing like I am today on the ice, it's not too cold, but you know, you want to keep that head nice and warm. I don't wear this on a day like today. It's like 0 out right now, so 0 degrees Celsius, and that's where I would wear one of these other hats and use them like I normally would. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you get a chance, hit that subscribe. Happy to do a review on Sims that I purchased from Bow River.